Thank you. So hi, everybody. I'm going to speak today very, very quickly on website security. So for me, when I build a website, there are several things that I will do anyway, so I don't need any additional security, like trying to create the best code I can, trying to create the best control, like who can do what on my website, and so on. But eventually, there is always some room for human errors, for bad design, like my product management just didn't do a good job, unfortunately, human mistake again, and so on. And those risks are unknown. So if I like it or not, eventually there is always room for some bad behavior, some way to penetrate into my website, and so on. So for that, as you might know, there is a solution that the market calls web application firewall, like not from yesterday, but for many years. But my company, we are one of the manufacturing of those solutions, and talking to more and more enterprise customers, even within our region, we see a lot of them are using the web application firewall only for monitoring. They're not using it to block attack or misbehavior, but just to tell us there is a threat, please do a manual, whatever you want to do. And the question is why? Like why you spend hundreds of thousands of euros on a device that eventually just tell you there is a problem and doesn't do anything about it? One of the biggest problems is that websites, okay, so the operating system, Linux standard, the Apache standard, but the code running on top is all proprietary, is your code. And protecting proprietary code is not simple as an off-the-shelf solution. So for that, and on top, you might say that a lot of the existing solutions are based on extensive learning. They need to understand your website structure. They are based on signatures, like IDS, IPS technologies, so they need to learn different signature of different attacks, and they need to update it all the time. And those regex mechanisms are not always accurate, so they create a big problem of false positive. And that's the problem why we see so many customers still using security for website in only monitoring, and let the SOC team try to figure out what to do manually to solve those problems. So we, A10, we are a US-based company. The reason I'm saying it because probably most of you never heard about us, but we do exist since 2003, 4, so we are 20 years in the market. Our product was originally an ADC or a load balancer, as most people might know this, doesn't know what ADC stands for. So we are a manufacturer of ADC for many, many years. Recently, we added a new next-generation firewall technology based on a company named Fastly, which is a huge CDN provider from the States. The ADC itself, by definition, is an SSL offload, load balancing with all the application bells and whistles that you might need to deliver your application to the customer in multiple and different ways. But the WAF is the thing that makes us unique. We are trying to bring the first WAF to the enterprise on-prem solution when you need to be in blocking mode. And the reason is that we have a very unique way of looking for malicious requests or content towards the website. So our goal is not to protect the user, the client. Our goal is to protect your website from someone entering your website and doing whatever he shouldn't do, like trying to get the user list, credit cards, whatever. So one of the most important things we introduce is a unique search mechanism for malicious content, not by comparing it to a signature database, but to like a sandbox, if anyone knows what a sandbox is. What we try to do is look for executable code in the content, and if it is look like an executable message, like an SQL injection, whatever, then it will be automatically removed. So it doesn't need to match to a known database. It doesn't need to match to a known website structure. So we eliminate all the bad factors that are existing with the current WAF solution that are in the market that we try to provide. On top, of course, everybody are always need from regulatory needs to be like OWASP compliant, CVE compliant, and so on. And another thing we have invested a lot is on account takeover, like brute force.
Nimrod, please.
Yes.
Please put closer the...
Cannot hear me.
Not the translation is not possible to
okay, cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we also are doing a very strong account takeover by controlling rate limiting and watching the user behavior when he's trying to walk into any content on the website. Advanced rate limit, like we just did a very, very interesting project with a customer electricity company where people are refreshing the electricity bar, too many times a second, and it crashed their website. So just by controlling access to different content, we could make the site more stable without any change on the development side. Just a side use case. And another very important thing is the ability to use, like Waze. When you use the GPS application Waze, you are sharing with other people the road status. So we do the same on our WAF solution. Using cloud resources, we can exchange attack information between entities so people can benefit from other people information. So if you already know how a malicious content look like, now you can share it with others and they can share it with you so you are prepared in advance and you can speed up your operation. This is just an example of how we are parsing the data. Like if we get an email with a message like, great, just select user from Jess list, blah, blah, blah. If you look on the keywords, select from where, those can construct an SQL request. But you need a very smart parsing solution to know, yes, it is an SQL request, or no, it is not, as part of the message you are sending to the website. And this is what makes our smart parse technology unique in the market, that it's able in real time to process such messages and to realize, yes, it is a risk, a threat, or not. And this is why 90+% of our customers, and we have hundreds of customers using the NGWAF solution already, using it in blocking mode and not monitoring mode. And this is just the last slide from my end. You can have our solution running in any platform, let's call it, from software-based, appliance-based, cloud-based, whatever-based. And this is like 7 minutes on NGWAF from A10. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right on time.